And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Victoria 3 in our attempt to become a truly independent India. I think we've lowered the opinion of Great Britain enough. Now we just need to fight them off our beaches. I think we just did. Well, just driven them out of Tibet at least. Yeah, that's what I was expecting. The very moment they don't have a land border with us, naval invasion begins. Although at least we're probably still near enough thinking they're going to get a landing penalty. Campaign of Banquets. Okay. And we got a fairly substantial landing group ready to meet them, so see how big of a group actually comes and does that landing. Yeah, that revolt's done. Deploy you to that location as well. This is a little bit awkward because they didn't put any war goals on us. There's nothing actually stopping us from surrendering before we win. Although we do have all the war goals enforced on them, so they're ticking down at least. I can tick below 0. Granted, we can tick below 0 is kind of the problem I'm expressing there. Drive us back into the sea. Nope, it's controlled by us. I'm going to leave you control that area, please, so you don't come back. And of course, the HQ is all the way up here for whatever reason. Okay. We got them at 77. They're at 85. They are falling just short of 1. We're falling a little bit slower than them, but we're farther down to start. Okay. Okay, technically I'm subsidizing this. Let's encourage imports on the engine so that I have to subsidize the railways a little bit less. low tariff on imports there, so we can generate a little bit of revenue on what we're currently building. Yep. I think we would have started on the cost there. I don't know, for whatever reason, just our tax income dumped. I guess we crossed a threshold somewhere. Now we're getting massive tax menaces. Obstinance. Yeah, we probably just hit across the obstinance threshold or the terminal threshold or something. Which, of course, probably means we aren't collecting the taxes, so that things are going to get better so that we recover from it. Orbital enforced on Prussia. I think that was the other person from the other side surrendering. Yeah, they're going down faster than us, so if we're just patient, we should be able to get what we want, which is our independence. Oh, and we're still in the power block with the British, even though we're declaring independence. Okay, so we're going to have a bunch of very little problems the moment we get our independence, because we probably don't want to stay in the power block that can subjugate us. Yeah, that alone isn't going to be enough to really position the fleet. That's the next one. Anyway, we basically got places cut off. Well, in this case, this is cut off due to blockade, not due to occupation, at least. God damn it. Okay, we did stop them from technically occupying any of our territory, although that was duly close. Because that's a front they only have because there's a bloody civil war in Ceylon. Okay, once those ports are done, I think we're going to be moving on to engines next, because we just... so many shortages. I can build like 400 of these just to meet the demand. Just start queuing up by like 100. Let's see where that gets us. And that's even before we're talking about imports, which is a not tiny amount. Almost there. Yeah, then once we do that, we're going to leave this and make our own, which I suppose means I should probably start, because we're gonna have bureaucracy problems when we leave that power block. Because we're gonna leave the bonuses from colonial offices and police coordination, and we're gonna have authority problems too. Chief Declaration of Independence. Got 3 unpinned journal entries. People's Revolution apparently is trying to start. Okay. Indian Nation has been successfully completed. We are apparently East India now. Although I think we're going to have some follow-up journal entries real soon. India. There goes the bureaucracy. I was expecting that. End of British rule. So we could divide it between the princes. We could maintain it at all costs. But no, we got the birth of the Indian nation here. So we've got pan-nationalism. So East India becomes India. East India enables presidential republic in governance principles. And then we should form a power block. We can't go back to the same type we were because we're not a monarchy. So we're going to reevaluate the taxes. Did that change our primary culture? Yeah, we're now South Asian. Should calm a lot of our revolting issues down. Yeah, let's try to swing into consensus suffrage. Unification of India. Or the Union of India. The process of independence has left a multitude of autonomous princely states scattered across the Indian subcontinent. If these colonial remnants are not integrated in India proper, their continued existence could provide a pretext for further division of our nation. Princely subjects low labor desire and high relations will occasionally petition for access to the Union. Privy Purse, the former rulers of the princely states will be entitled to a state pension and compensation for ascension to the Union. Privy Purse payments will add national expense of this times the number of princely states annexed using this journal entry. Will complete if all princely states have joined India. India indivisible, which makes a bunch of loyalists. Cool. The infamy of us is greater than 100, or we become a council republic, which gives us no compromise, which gives us a claim on all the Indian states, and makes all the remaining ones very disloyal. Okay, let's enact that choice. In hindsight, if I knew the choices better, maybe that's something to plan around in the future. The Union of India here, and work less to actually integrate our subjects prior to getting to this point. India's at peace. Subject of India, relations with India greater than 50, liberty desire less than 25. Okay, so that's gonna fight 3. Right away. Okay. We still presumably have more. So, diplomatic actions. We're at the point where if I want rivals, the only one that kind of makes sense right now is probably pick Spain. The rest of them are a bit on the strong side. Let's not do that. As much as I want the diplomatic power to improve relations with our subjects. No, yeah, we're not gonna bother. Reset productions. Sure. Probably making too much hardwood now, but... it's not trying to become... Yeah. Got so much here that the game has a little bit of a bad habit sometimes, the UI, of just being a bit spammy. Oh, do I have... I got a decent supply of telephones. Take a risk, which is we're gonna go over to you. Telephone switchboard. Yeah, that fixed our bureaucracy problem. Okay, and now we actually have more construction that I probably need. Yeah. Okay, so that means it's time to expand construction. $30,000. Or no, 30 of them to get the 2,400. Basically, we don't want to be making money unless the private construction queue is not a queue. It's a through line. Let's start with that. That might not even be enough. Number of subjects is revolting. Oh, apparently we have multiple revolts. Revolt season. I'm saying I want this building higher up to full before I decide on building more construction sectors. We probably will. In hindsight, I don't need these to go down anymore. Leave them as is. In fact, more healthcare. Oh, and it's got a cooldown. So I gotta wait until December, at least. Okay, so private sector still needs more. We're kind of at the point where if I do that on the government side, we're gonna have a little bit more of an issue. There's an event somewhere here among the investors. Oh, you're trending down. If they were truly concerned, although I don't want the reput. Fine, give you loan interest rate. Which ends the game. There you go. Okay, one's been put down. The other one should get put down pretty quickly. And what's the... December of this year. Okay. Just making sure which year it was. There'll be times where I'm like, oh yeah, it's December. While playing Terra Invicta, and it's like, yeah, December of next year. And been very confused why it's not available in come December. Libras are below 25. Oh, and I need to get them up to 50 as well, so. Don't know which attack that was. Do a quick dive on the PMs, make sure we're not missing any useful ones. Oh, looks like we do canning. Found the most advanced canning. We are. And then I don't think we... Yeah, no, down there. Oh, swamp you to convention. Derek's will give us more oil. Make the trading sectors trade more. And the radicals are coming down. The loyalists really aren't going up, but the radicals are definitely coming down. Which is kind of what we need. That's actually the reason why the communists are potentially resisting new residential rule is lots of radicals. So as we calm the radicals down, the communists should calm down. We may even give them some... Once we've got first election, we might try to pass a better labor association law, which will also calm them down. Okay, looking at our income, it's time to do even more construction. I'm gonna fill you up and you up. 35 more construction sectors, please. Of course, line is really going up now. If we get the line to go up enough, we may be able to hide the fact that we had a bankruptcy and a civil and got an independence. a civil war somewhere. Yeah, okay, that's easy enough to deal with. Just smaller army, send them over, put it down. That'll get the current law passing a little bit faster. Then we'll have an election. We'll be redesigning around the election results. Let's also... I think we want another 10 construction sectors at least. Nope, maybe even more than that. I guess my tax revenue is just going up and up and up. Or is it my costs going down or something? Anything's going up. Government dividends are going up. Investment will transfer. Okay. Now we're having an election. So I think we're going to have a legitimacy problem until the election is resolved. Yeah. The parties that are running is the Liberals, the Buddhists, the Free Trade Party, the Congress Party, the Congressional Nationalist Party. The Buddhist Party is only got the Hindu priesthood in it? Yeah, that's not right, but it is what it is. Okay, let's see who wins. Looks like right now the Liberal Party is slated to win. So they'll have a bunch of support for forming a proper government if they do. And to want. Well, that's the both. Wrong one. Monitors are now done, so we can sort that problem. We'll swap through different problems, what will end up happening. So you, steel hull. And then you swap to the new ship types. And we have ships on the board again. I'm trying to tell the army to go fight the thing the army's already fighting. Yeah, that's why it's not working. The Red Scare. Congress Party has every right to spread its ideals, yes. Authorial intent. Do that one to mitigate the damage to the party. We'd like to actually cinch the victory here. And yeah, I should be at the point where I can do another integration, but I'm kind of waiting, because I think I need 50 in these, so we might as well do a lot more than a few at once. Doctrine of Iron Steam. India rules the waves. Oh, it's popping. We're in conflict, so it's doing weird things because it's trying to get back to this. It's not actually what I want, game. Is there a way that I can tell you to, like, not do that? I want to look at that type. There we go. So we're only about 900 prestige behind Great Britain. So, and we've got a bigger GDP than them. So in theory, we could probably grow the army quickly enough. We could probably overtake them. Yeah, we'd like double the size of the Navy. Their army in the Navy, or triple the size of the Navy. We should be able to take one away and become most prestigious of all nations in this game, apparently. As a former colony. At our first election. So now we form the first stable government. Here we go, there's a stable government. We got people supporting right to associate, which I think will calm down the communist movement. So the very first law pass of the new government will be the right to associate for the trade unions. And then some political concessions. They're not on board, but I can bring them on board for some political concessions as well. Make this real easy to pass. Oops, we had it dealt with, and now it's back. It's predicted to calm back down again, but... Oh, because it doesn't appreciate the political concessions, that is just a little bit enough to put it back in play. It'll calm down. Path to liberalism complete. Freedom, equality, and brotherhood. The thought, the world, and the idea. Arts Academy, University throughput, University throughput. There, that's gone. The Dutchalists don't appreciate the new-fangled rights and liberties we're giving to all our people. Nor do the landowners. The capitalist class, for some reason, doesn't appreciate us giving worker rights away. For some reason. So now if we go pop back over to Union of India, we press this button here, we're going to inherit 13 more out of 27. Some of them are missing something. So that doesn't look to be Liberty Desire. Yeah, 13 more is enough to get an idea of it's being integrated. It's most of the interior there done. Cool. Oh, the negative right now is coming from the privy purse. Okay. Yeah, the next thing we should probably move on to is glass. Lower the construction costs a bit. $3,500 missing glass. We're not gonna splurge too hard on the glass. I think I'm just gonna do. We'll do 50 glass works. So we're unemployment because we're trying to suppress unemployment with this. ever-increasing influence. Okay. Self-propelled torpedoes. Yeah, I think I should pop over to here, and we should be working on these PMs. So we want things like nitrogen fixation, plastics, and some wool gathering. We're gonna want steam turbines so we can do electrical stuff. I don't necessarily know if we have enough oil. If we don't have enough oil, we're going to want electric railways over compression. I'm going to assume we don't have enough oil. In case we want electrical. Now, right to association. Okay. Should calm down a lot of people. Keep the communists from revolting. Yeah, they're still a little grumpy. Yeah, mostly from the radicals. I think we got enough to keep them under control for the moment. We also like worker rights, but let's not do that right now. Actually, to be fair, regulatory bodies wouldn't be bad. We're not doing worker protections. Mostly got Social Democrats. Right association we got. We're ungraduated. Or no, we're unproportional, I think. We're not graduated. Not sure graduated would be a tax increase. We're on consensus. We could technically move to universal. Which I think everyone but the several-nest would be in support of. It's currently government. Yeah, so probably move to suffrage, universal suffrage. So a little bit of stall chance here. No one from in government, so it's just the people who got already pissed off on the sidelines. Yeah, it's just the people who already have pissed off on the sidelines, so there's not too much concern by doing that. If I wanted to get feminism going, we could be pushing that way, but we got a lot of unemployment, so let's not make the unemployment problem worse. Move to universal suffrage. Let's attempt. What are suppression policies? Yep, sure. We are Indian purple, apparently. improve relations with all my subjects to max. Oh, no, you're the radical revolt. It's fair enough. Then you're a revolt, okay. Yes, it does look like we've done that. Improve relations with France a bit then as well. "24 months out before we go to first principle." So yeah, the economy's growing. We're working to unify with more of our subjects. The privy purse payments are a little expensive. Let's see if there's an attack to China in a while. If there isn't, we might be invading China for good old new Indian clay. Not that I need more unemployed. I got 11 million unemployed. What do we build after the glass? It might be just more glass. Just more glass. Yeah, just more glass. Another 50 levels of glass. Although... Yeah, another 50 levels of glass. Maybe slightly different distribution on the places, but another 50 levels of glass. And it's probably steel after that. After paper is complete, so we now have prestige paper. Paper conglomerate of East Bengal. Starting to produce extra fancy paper. To get us more government bureaucracy. Oh no, that spread to me. I was like, I already finished the oil stuff, because I queued the oil stuff up, the nitrogen fixation plastics first. Yes, we're going to want to do electric capacitors at some point. A lot of electrification we're going to want to do, but we need to get the construction kind of sorted first. And yeah, on steel frame. Of course we're on steel frame, that's why we're going to owe glass for steel. Right now I'm not using authority for taxes because I want to get law. I want to basically reform society as quickly as possible, and then we'll basically redirect it all into what's left of authority at that point in taxes. Three more. Okay. What am I missing on 10 of the remaining ones then? Low, 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 low. All the way down. So it's not Liberty Desire. And that's not 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's pretty close. That's 7 of them, right? So I'm paying attention. Did I get some opinion change of some of the ones that aren't? No. Or, well, actually, there's one. That's Denmark, which isn't one, but... Don't think the Maldives are my subject. It's subject to me. Relations are 50 or higher. Liberty desire less than 25. All our subjects are less than 25, so that can't be it. I suppose it could be they're not subjects. They have some princely states. They're not subjects. That would be plausible. Yeah. We'll wait for most of these guys to hit full. At least wait until it's a little bit more than 3. So it could be including things that aren't princely states, because I don't think you're a princely state. For example. But yeah, radicals are still declining. Loyalists are actually growing a little bit, which is a good sign. Okay, we finally got glass prices declining, which is good. So yeah, steel's probably next. And we're the most prestigious power in the world, and I haven't actually expanded the army or the navy, so... That's purely off of GDP and production bonuses, mostly. Okay, send requested coming in. Guess Sind was one of the 13, okay. Invite another 4 in. Cosmopolitan. I think that's have a certain number of cultures over a certain threshold for cultural acceptance. Okay. I want to move on steel, and I do. We got 11,000. Shortage. So 10 is 1.2, so we're looking at about 100 levels of steel. Again, we're going to sort by unemployment. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And yeah, that's shot our cost up, because the costs were coming down, actually, because we're starting to ship it onto the private bill. And I'm going to need more bureaucracy sooner rather than later. Continue those expansions. Okay. More taxation capacity in the short run is not going to be a bad thing either. Anyway, what's making the budget hard right now is the difficulty that we've got the big privy purse effect. Is it actually a tax upgrade? It is. It's at that 100,000. It's nothing to sneeze at, but it's definitely not a priority. What else do I want to change? We're going to want to do this change at some point. Or, well, what we change to isn't super important as long as we change to one of these. Then we'll probably get feminism, which will probably push us all the way to women's suffrage really quickly. We'll go to another election. I think the landowners are going to lose more power if we go through one more election. Okay, I think that's all the changes we're going to do now. Okay, so opium's a big one, so let's do opium. Then tea, tobacco, and automobiles. Yeah. No services are going to be better than tobacco and automobiles. We'll do tea at least, but we'll do services. There we go. And then we can crank up the taxes, which balances the budget. And then I'm tempted, and this would be a gamble, to continue to expand construction anyway. Just trying to get the private queue to build faster, which I am going to do. I'm going to let each one of these higher up before I do the next state. Okay. That way I get a good understanding of how much the government's paying. I think we're going to get about to negative $500,000 as the government. On cooldown, one eligible princely state. We're still presumably improving relations with the rest. Okay. Oh, the communists are back. Probably due to the radicals. Yeah. Up and down due to the radicals. Okay, probably coming up where I should put a part break in for you. Well, I've come up on a part where I should put a part break in for YouTube. We're up at hour and 8 minutes already. We're actually getting surprisingly close to the end of the run, just because of all the mayhem that kind of goes on in a India run. Apparently, at least the way I was playing it, which may actually at this point probably is not optimal, but we played it. It's tempting to go advanced research. We're going to go construction because the efficiency here I think is going to be strong. I'm trying to affect. Well, the first level that's going to be really strong. Okay, I think this is where we're going to put the part break in. If you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. We're going to try to record at least 2 more parts today. We'll see where we are. I may try to finish up the run so we can start a new run next stream. But that'll be at least 2 more parts. To be fair, we got 25 years. So if I'm doing 8 years apart, like, yeah, that's going to be more than 2 parts. We'll see how quickly we can get the game rolling. So yeah, watching on YouTube, there'll be a part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a short break. It's time, once again, to get a new cup of tea. So until the next part, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. And bye for now.